Look now, God darn.
Okay, we're live. Hello, everyone,
Get rid of Donald.
and welcome to Laugh Fest 47. All right,
Yes, we're being very silly today.
all right. It's technically session 41 of Devouring. All right. Small recap. People walking through woods. That happened. Let's see. I encountered the Sphinx. That happened. Pretty epic fight. Let's see.
Save the swings.
Alatar was finally felled something meaningful and took the last strike on it, and it recovered and actually gave some relatively useful information. Helped you figure out what your game plan was going to be once you got to the temple, and you encountered some other stuff like bug stuff. Let's see, those little balls of darkness.
Yep.
You encountered those. You killed a boar. That happened. And found some truffles. That happened. And then eventually you got to near the outskirts of the temple area. And
Well, even before that, I think, well, we were close to the city, then we were, I think, a deer or a stag, I don't know.
yeah,
Recall.
Stag, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And
what I
it
was getting to.
It was Endaro Stag.
Yeah. He is from the original cast. So that was an interesting sight for the one person who was actually there during that. And you guys followed it to the injured Sphinx. The Sphinx was slightly healed, and then you guys decided to, after conversing for a bit, you decided to go back to where you were, get the cultist outfits, and you basically did some breaking of the Geneva Convention by torturing this man.
Well, torturing. Or like convincing, but he just starts pissing off Alison, so he did
much.
warn him.
Either way, you guys eventually decided to leave him be and then continue on. And you guys got to the outskirts of the camp, saw that there was a bunch of slave operations happening, basically. And saw that there were the people in the veils all around. And one of Howler's compatriots that he brought to the camp, which is who that guy was. I sort of rushed through that a little bit. He was one of the roguish types that he brought along with him. And there was the big screen event where he was basically, the guy was basically trying to calm the populace and try to get order within the camp based on taking over and trying to convert people, also trying to calm them down, that sort of thing in his own way. And that was pretty much it. So you guys are, I'll bring up the map this time, the camp map. Boop. So this is the this is what the camp looked like before everything they left and everything changed. So I could update this map, but for now this will suffice. This area over here is where they're building the houses, which is what you guys can see, because I'll say you're about right here at the moment, about halfway up that line. So since I have labels here, the only thing that's remaining is the memorial down here. They seem to have left it in place. You're not sure why. The medical tents have been removed entirely, and all these other camps here are they still have the tents there, but like for the quote unquote workers. So they left that there, but they're building houses up here, starting from out here, and they've got almost this entire green area filled in with houses completely. And from what you've heard, that was only about a week and a half ago that they started taking over, so they've got these houses built up pretty quick. Because this circle is from the middle of the temple out is about 1 mile. So this area is pretty big. So they got this entire section cordoned off and houses built in them. The houses in this other area are partially built. If you're looking over this way, because this is where the player camp was, where they were hanging out. These have been co-opted and moved out to the edge here, and the beds and everything are just thrown around there, and seems like the quote-unquote workers are using them, and along with everything else. This storage area, the stuff that was there, which was all the stuff the refugees had before, it's completely moved to somewhere else. You're not sure where. You don't see. And this little arrow here is indicating where someone would hang out. They're not there. If they're in the camp at all, they're not here. But you do see like an indication of somebody having stuff there, but you don't see them at all. When he left, they just started growing stuff in this cultivated land here. Now this is completely filled in with stuff, and up to this area about here is completely filled in, and there's quote-unquote workers doing the rest of this here. They seem to be doing some sort of work out there. And you are aware, Howler, that there is a place where they were growing poison plants for you. You're a little bit far away, so you can't see that yet. So you don't know what happened to that. Otherwise, you can't really see over to this area or this area. Though you can see a little bit of this, it doesn't seem like they've done anything with this area yet. From what little you can see over here, it seems like there's some tall buildings being put in place. You're not sure what their purpose is, but they seem to be putting them up. So, again, you guys are down here. What do you want to do?
Keep marching towards the temple.
Alright. And just so you're aware, this front area here, the front slice of this is where you saw the stair come out from the temple and raise up and basically act like a TV screen, except magically run. So, it kind of looks like an Aztec ziggurat, kind of. Is kind of what it looks like. It's got one larger floor on the bottom, and then slightly smaller, slightly smaller, slightly smaller, and then a smaller one on top. I think there's 5 floors in total. And that's what it looks like. It's and the temple itself, you see the head of a silver dragon on the top, and its legs and body wrap around the entire temple. And near the bottom, right about here, is where the bottom of the dragon is, and it's wrapped around the entire temple. Chinese dragon, good luck dragon, sort of looking dragon wrapped around the entirety of it. So, yeah, you guys continue forward. Anything that you guys want to attempt to see, other than what I've described as you're going?
Not trying to look conspicuous, I'm just looking where I'm going.
Fair enough. The temple, it actually seems, before it was slightly overgrown with vines and stuff. At this point, it's completely cleaned off. It seems like the quote-unquote workers were really busy in the week and a half that it took for you guys to actually get to here from when they started. So,
As far as the temple goes, are there any markings? Are there any archonic symbols?
oh, there's markings. You don't understand any of them. They're like,
they don't speak common.
they're not common symbols. That's for sure. They kind of look like our equivalent to ancient Egyptian symbols. Your character has no idea what they mean.
Okay.
So they're like pictographs, like they're actual pictures of things that are supposed to represent other things. So you're not sure what any of it means. Yeah. Anything else? Anybody curious about anything before I just cut to the temple?
Who's next to me right now?
Well, the 3 of you, since you're trying to act not so conspicuous or anything, you 3 are kind of in a line. The 3 of you who are wearing the
So much fun when you get called away.
the 3 of you who are wearing the robes are kind of in a line behind Howler, sort of look like you're escorting him. So, that's who's beside you. Whatever order you 3 want to be in, but you're relatively close either way.
I'm gonna whisper. Awesome. Do you know what that mean?
What mean?
Those symbols and stuff. They look really interesting.
She's pointing to the pictographs on the temple. Looks kind of like ancient Egyptian symbols. Your character has never seen anything like this before.
Not a clue, but could I roll a history or whatever, perhaps, to see if I might
You can
know?
roll history to see if you can discern what possible use they might have, but you haven't exactly seen these things before.
Oh, here goes.
Might gain a little bit of something.
14.
Just gotta kill the, here we go. 14? It seems like they're conveying some sort of message, but you have no idea what the message is. You would have to, first of all, figure out what all the symbols are, and in what order they go in. So it might be right to left, left to right, up, down. You're not sure.
Well,
you're not sure how you're supposed to interpret them,
well, really,
but they have some sort of meaning, obviously.
So, well, Lily, they seem to be conveying something, but I have no clue what it is.
Thought you were smarter than me.
Do I overhear them?
Yeah, you hear them talking. You have seen these before, and you've actually known someone who could read them. So,
So if I hear you talk about those messages, I'll just tell you that Diondaro can read them to you later if you're interested.
Okay,
Oh.
talk to Andy later.
Okay. Guess
you
we should
actually
stay
knew
calm.
one person. You know somebody who was around when those symbols were in use. So, but he's not currently here. So, either way, anything else that you guys want to sort of look at on that map?
Well,
You guys each have a copy.
I guess we should just head towards our goal, so to say.
Alright. Anybody else? Any questions? I did go into quite deep detail, but there might be something I missed.
No, I'm good.
Alright.
Same here.
Alatar?
I'm good.
Alright. So you guys were basically going to cut to when you arrive at the temple steps. So you guys are standing in front of the temple. I'll bring up the map again. My description's a little bit easier to understand. Oops. Okay. So the steps start here. It goes for about, say, 50 feet on either side of the line. And the rest of it is just a solid wall, except for a door on this side and a door on this side at the bottom level. And the stairs just head straight to the top, to that square that's sort of like a floor on the top of the temple, where the dragon statue is on top of. Its head and front legs are sort of peeking over. So you guys are there at the moment. Decide if you want to do anything at that point.
Yep, before
that's
you go on, man.
Okay, before would I recall that Rex card would most likely be on like third floor? Because that was like the office areas, or
You're not entirely sure. There was an area that was set up on the third floor, I think. Let me think. Yeah, the upper floors were more, except for the top one, were more the living areas. The jail, I'm pretty sure, was on the third level, or the second level, I mean. Pretty sure the jail was on the second level. And the bottom level was, of course, where the in modern church terms sanctuary was. Let's see.
okay, maybe it's best to just go to the sanctuary then, because he was just doing that on the screen.
Yeah.
So before we continue, by who is it hailing? Because I hear some kind of knocking in the background from someone.
Oh.
Is it gone?
Yes, gone.
Then it was my foot.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I hear some whole thing go like dunk 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 the whole time. Like, what the hell could that be?
Just my foot moving up and down.
Yeah, it was noticeable.
I didn't care. I noticed it, but I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah, it was like, what's that sound? Am I going mad?
Anyway, let's see. So you guys are on the bottom floor. are you guys gonna head? Sorry, I'm sucking on something. A candy. Um,
Candy!
uh, you guys gonna turn off to the sanctuary area, or?
Yeah, towards the altar where I found the altar last time.
Ah, yes, the altar, the
Would that be
strange altar.
smart? This time, I mean, things have changed. Perhaps we should ask?
I don't tell you where I head. I just head that direction.
Yeah, he's just going. He's just going there. You guys have no idea what this, what the layout of this place is.
So I follow him and ask him, you know where we're supposed to go, right?
Of course.
You sure?
You know
Because we
who
have.
you're talking to, right? He's not gonna say he doesn't know where even if he doesn't.
So we aren't going to fall in any pit or anything bad or anything.
If you look hard enough, maybe you'll spot one. I haven't seen anyone last time I was there though.
anything. Nope. Apparently not.
Well, not anything, but like any pits. That's what I meant.
Yeah, he's already
Well,
explored this area, but you don't know that.
okay then.
So you guys just gonna follow him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows where he's going.
Yep. Seems like he's pretty confident, at least. So as you're walking over this way, you're walking past houses that are just built. These ones are complete. They're just relatively simple. Stone housing. Um, like I described, the big square blocks, kind of like if you can imagine what the pyramids are made out of, except for like a house made of that. And it's green stone, large blocks. The entrances are simple, just an opening. There's no door or anything. Um, Apparently they're from a completely different time than what you guys are used to, because you would think thieves could easily just walk into your house, but apparently they're not worried about that. Um, so all the houses are relatively normal looking, comparatively, at least relatively to what they are. Um, so yeah, and you walk past a couple of them as you manage to get to the door, which is here, approximately. And you guys are outside the door. I'm gonna give you guys a chance to react, but I know Howler is just gonna continue in. But you're standing in front of an archway, no door.
So I'm gonna try and stop Howler for a moment and ask him, you sure this place isn't guarded this now, right? Cause things have changed.
You're the guards. Have you taken a look
Yeah.
on your at yourself?
Yeah, I know, but the problem is, what if they ask for a passphrase and I don't know passphrase?
Just stay silent then, and I'll come up with something.
Right, the one that's not dressed as a guard.
Yeah, well, I have the biggest reason for being here, so
Well,
it'll sort itself out.
the guards did look at you guys walking in, and they didn't question you. So at the very least, perhaps they were ready for something like this to happen.
So we better be careful, I guess that, but yeah, okay, lead the way.
Alright,
Keep going.
you enter the, you begin to enter the, it's an archway. It's completely hollowed out, there's no door or anything. I need, Howler won't care about this thing, so everybody else make a perception check.
Perception.
it was all a trap. Suddenly, the three of you just squish.
And Howler is fine, and he just keeps walking.
That
No.
sounds like Howler.
Yeah.
No.
That's the 11.
Alatar. You, as you're walking into the archway, you look to the side, and you notice a perfectly carved out archway that looks that's so small that you assume only a mouse could fit through. Next to the door, or the archway that you're entering, and you see a mouse sort of on its hind legs with its other legs just sort of in front of its face, just looking up at you.
Interesting.
You notice this, and unless you say anything, we will continue on to the next portion.
Yeah, are you gonna like shoo it away?
That's been bad recently, so I don't know about that.
Any
No, it's gonna be.
reaction?
No, he's just chilling, so I'll let it be for now.
Alright. As it sees that you look at it, it goes, "Meow," and sort of motions its head towards its hole. But unless you do anything, we'll continue on to the next part.
You have been chosen.
You're the new Rat King.
I'm gonna work for the
So what do you want to do? Just continue for now?
I'll continue for now.
Alright. It sort of just watches you go in the hole, or in the archway into the entrance, and it doesn't do anything else, at least for now. So you guys are walking down a corridor. This corridor is a lot more cleaned up than it was the last time you were here. At least for the one who was here. And there's torches lining this corridor, and it seems like this particular corridor goes all the way to the other side of the temple structure. But you don't see anything at the end of it. But Howler's just keeping on going. He's just like, just walking with purpose.
Nothing wrong. Okay, well, I was just getting a bit freaked out, and actually, aren't you getting a bit freaked out now?
Who are
Who
you
are you
talking
looking at?
to? Yeah.
To Arison or Lily, whichever is closer.
Arason is your son.
Is it Altair?
Alatar. Yes,
Yeah.
that is the other
Kind of
one.
close. You could have been here, possibly. I don't know.
You got your one answer.
Yeah, so you getting freaked out here, guys?
No.
There's your answer. You're the only one who's creeped out.
Okay, I just don't like places just like this. It's kind of freaky. But okay, let's keep going.
Alright. So you
We
guys...
now have Stitch and the cat in the background on the closet.
Alright. You guys continue walking. And you get to the end of this corridor, and you realize that it goes to your right, and you sort of look down that way, and you see two veiled people standing next to a double door, closed.
I'll approach them.
Alright. Howler's just walking on up to them.
We follow him
Alright.
because he seems to know where he's going, so
Going to remain in formation.
yeah.
Alright.
Okay.
You three are in a line
I guess
behind
so.
him. Or not like a line like this. It's like a line like this. But
Yeah.
side by side. So you guys just sort of follow him. kind of trying to look inconspicuous.
Yeah.
Trying to not be obvious that you're people in disguises.
Just
So
following him instead of he following our orders.
they're not questioning it, at least at the moment. So you assume that this might actually be something that they want to do, or that they normally do.
Yeah.
So you guys lead, or Howler is leading you, but you're sort
Yeah.
of pretending like you're showing him the way, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And you guys get to the double doors. There's 2 guards on the outside, and one of them looks over and says, "Ah, the half-man. He has returned." And one of them pushes the door open. "Have you come to pay respects?"
I've come to meet with Rexcard.
"Ah,
I have
well,
business to settle with him on behalf of Trexian.
well, it is quite late." And you now realize that you guys got here at about the end of the day, pretty much. And he goes, "He is no longer doing services. He is in his quarters."
Well, then we must travel to his quarters. It's of great importance that I see him.
Alright, fair enough. He is on the top level.
I nod and I walk up, or back out where I came from.
Alright, fair enough. So you guys witnessed that interaction.
Or actually, before I leave, could I make an insight to see if they're telling me the truth?
Okay, fair enough. That's what insight's for. Go ahead.
That's a good idea.
Natural 19.
Alright, yeah. They seem like they're being forthright with you. They're not... Like, you can't see their facial expressions, but based on their tone of voice, because they have the veil over their face, based on their tone of voice, they don't seem like they're purposely deceiving you. They seem more like they're trying to actually get you where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
So, you can do as they asked, or you can...
Yeah, I will. I will
Alright.
Yes, so
turn around and play out.
I really am doubting if Howl even knows where this person is staying, so...
It's
But
on
I'm
the top
also
floor.
thinking if I were to speak, then I might give myself away as well, so I'm just gonna be silent.
Alright. They witness you walking away, and one of them says, "How impolite." And he just goes back into his regular guard stance. Apparently you were supposed to do something before you left. But they're just gonna let it go.
I have no time for pleasantries, I just say, and I hurry out.
And he says, "I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to our brethren." And then he just sort of... He's trying to hammer home a point. Apparently you were supposed to know something that you didn't know. And now he's just sort of upset with you. But the good thing is, you guys are wearing veils, so he has no idea who you are.
So I'm just gonna say, sorry, I'm kinda new.
Fair enough. He
My
doesn't seem
character is gonna
happy.
remain silent.
Yeah, he doesn't seem happy based on your answer, but he does know that there are new inductees, so he's going to let it slide for now.
Which is good.
Which is lucky for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, on the way back out, once we get significantly far enough away from them, if I recall back where I did a performance check to mimic the behavior of the
yes, you
officers
did.
that he's speaking about.
Yes, that was their greeting. Yes,
Okay.
that was something that I slightly forgot about, actually, that you actually knew.
Yeah. So
You know
once
their greeting.
So once we have gotten significantly far enough away to where...
Yeah, so I'll say you go around the corner so that way they can't see you.
Yeah. I'll just...
So before he even starts explaining, I don't know that, so nothing said. There's only one who knows about the mouse.
Yeah, Alatar is the only one who knows. So unless if he says something, you don't know about it.
Oh, I should have told him.
You should have, but you didn't. You can tell them now.
Hey, by the way, there was a little mouse when we came in the archway.
Mouse?
Yeah, I believe Jaden was talking to some of the mouse. I think they were transformed or something. They used to be people.
Oh, okay. So I also starts looking around to see if there's maybe one around.
Alright, make a perception check. See if you can see one.
Natural 20.
Wow. So you actually see something that has never been seen in this campaign before. Even though people have been walking through this hallway quite a few times. You look down the hallway and you see a perfectly carved arch that is small enough for a mouse to fit through, and you see a mouse peeking its head out looking in your guys' direction.
I look at the mouse and slowly raise hand, going like, hi.
It goes, and then it sort of waves its head to indicate come in the hole, basically, is what it's trying, seems to be indicating.
But besides, you can go play with the mouses afterwards. We have more important business. And the sign or the greeting he was speaking about, and I'll just mimic the behavior of the priest greeting.
Yeah,
so the three of you know it.
Yeah. The one that I was using, I don't know if I was using it or actually showed it to you.
I
It
think
was
you did, but I don't remember it.
it's kind of like this, and you make a ball, and then you bow forward.
So yeah, I show all of
That's
you
for
that.
greeting. Now for saying goodbye.
Yeah, that's for saying goodbye when we're finished talking or greeting, or actually.
Well, technically, the necromancer told you exactly what this was for. He said that this was for, it was probably something that they did to determine, like, if they were of the same religion, so they would do the same symbol if they were of the same religion, and if they did a different one, they would be of a different religion, basically.
Yeah.
So it's sort of a thing to show that you know you are part of this cult, basically.
Yeah.
But apparently they are, you guys didn't really know their culture when you found that out. So apparently they do it as some sort of greeting as well.
So are you ready to keep moving then?
I guess so. And then Erson turns to the mouse and he says, sorry, can't come now.
And as soon as you say that, it goes and darts into the hole.
And then I just follow Howler, I guess, towards our doom.
And as Howler said, it kind of seemed like it understood you and sort of was trying to indicate that it was answering you, and then went in the hole after you spoke to it.
Okay.
So it seems kind of odd, at the very least. So you guys are gonna head up at this point.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Yep.
So you get about halfway up the stairs. So you go back out, and then you get to the bottom of the stairs. Howler, I'm gonna get you to make a history check. See
History.
if you remember.
19.
You do remember. You remember the fact that you had to pack a really heavy, obtusely huge, when you came here originally, desk for this extremely annoying dwarf that you had to work with. And you remember that you placed that desk at a specific location as you're walking
The
up the
bottom of the
stairs.
stairs, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not there anymore.
I wouldn't be too surprised about that.
But you notice that it's not there. Since the fact that you had to carry... Well, you didn't have to carry it, but you put it on... You had to get horses and carts specifically for this guy's desk and chair. So it was an annoyance, and you see that it's not there.
Must have been a special desk and a special chair.
It's probably wherever the dwarf is, if he's still alive.
Fair enough, but you notice that it isn't there since you had to go through all the trouble of bringing it here. So yeah, you guys continue up the steps. On the third level, there is 4 guards on the left side, on 2 doors on the left side, and 2 doors on the right side, but only 2 guards are posted on the outside of the archway on the closest door. The other door is currently unguarded. And Howler knows what this area is.
Yeah, I'll keep moving because it's not our destination.
Yeah.
I guess we just keep following Howler then.
Alright. The guards don't seem to bother you or anything. No one approaches you and goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they just sort of glance over, see you climbing the stairs, and sort of glance back forward. Seems as though they're not looking at the stairs, like they're not surveying the stairs. Like it seems as though there's only like basically one way to get to them, so they're just sort of glancing over the town area. Either way, you guys continue up the stairway. Let's see. Okay. You get to the top floor, which is the stairs stop, and it's flat up here. Now, Howler, make another history check.
So we're on the 5th floor, correct?
Yeah. Well,
Is it about the traps?
no, I'm going to get you to
Okay.
make a history check about something else. Another 19. You look, there was a statue that was brought up here, currently isn't here.
Oh, the one Mossbear had.
Yeah. Which
Okay.
you actually forgot to tell them about.
Yeah.
But either way, you sort of glance over towards where the statue Mossbeard had. It's not there.
Yeah, I'll keep moving.
It's kind of to be expected, though. You think?
Yeah, kind of. We're just not expecting anything from Howler at this point. He's
Yeah,
gonna
you guys
share
are-
with us.
You guys aren't expecting anything. He's sort of been here before, so he's sort of looking for things, and he's seeing that they aren't there anymore. So you continue forward. There's a top. It's like a square of stone, and there's a square-like archway. It's squared off at the corners on the top, and there are 2 guards standing outside this doorway.
Yeah, before we get there, like just on the steps, I'm gonna whisper to everyone to be careful where they step once we get inside the top floor.
So
Alright.
Alison just stops for a moment to say, "So, pressure plates."
Something like that.
Yeah, and you have a flashback to when you first got here and one of your companions was taken out by a trap. I'll just say that much.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
So are
I'll
they
keep moving.
perhaps magical?
He's just keeping
No, I don't
moving,
think
but
so.
Sure,
No.
you can answer. Fair enough.
Okay, then could I perhaps see where what would be a trapped pressure plate
You
stone?
guys
That
technically
would be
aren't
too
there
suspicious.
yet,
Oh,
but where he's talking about at least. But you
The
could be
thing is,
paranoid looking at the ground for now.
yeah.
All right. You
Yeah,
don't see any.
actually,
just don't run around recklessly, is all I'm saying.
not that I'm going to anyway now.
Okay, then it's fine. Just giving you a heads up.
All right. We're back to where we were before. 2 guards posted.
I'll approach them.
All right. One of them is standing on the. One standing on the left, one standing on the right. Doesn't really matter. You approach one of them, and he
And
goes.
this is the top floor, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And he sort of glances over. You see that his veil sort of turns towards you, and he says, "Hey, what are you doing here?"
I'm here to speak with Rex card. It's of importance. It cannot wait.
And why should I grant an audience to our leader, to a half-man like you?
You are not one to grant me an audience. I have been requested by Trexian himself. If you wish to decide, wish to decide for him, then you will be the one in trouble.
All right, roll a deception check.
But,
The guard has no chance of seeing through that.
Hoo-ha!
So, he goes, "One moment. Remain here until I return."
yeah, I'll stand and wait.
All right, he sort of darts in, and the other guard stands in the middle of the archway, preventing you entry unless if you sort of push past him.
Just waiting
Force our way in, so to say.
All right, so I'll say you guys have a few minutes if you want to do something.
Well, I at least try and do the proper bow.
All right, so you sort of.
Yeah, but when we arrive before they start speaking, and they just do the proper bow like that.
All right, make a performance check. See if you do it accurately enough.
Performance. 15.
Oh, that's pretty good.
He goes and reciprocates. He does the. And for anybody who recognizes this, this is actually something from a video game. So I'll give you a chance to.
Yeah, it's ticking somewhere about like, I'm from somewhere you played a long time ago, but you don't remember. It's just
I'll-
like tick, 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 tick.
I'll leave it for now.
The only thing I can think of is Dragon Ball.
No.
No.
So I'll just leave that for now. I'll tell you guys later. If you're interested. Okay. So, about 2 minutes later, he'll return. If there's anything that anybody else wanted to do, just give everybody an opportunity.
No, I don't think I have to bow a second time. Not that I know I should.
Well, the guy reciprocated, so you seem fine.
Yeah. I mean, the guy that returned, I mean...
Oh, the guy is gonna come back, yes. But I meant before that.
Yeah.
Anybody? I assume
No,
not.
just keep quiet.
Alright.
Yeah.
Fair
Focus
enough.
on my character keeping quiet.
Yeah, it might
For
be
once!
might be a little bit suspicious if they see one of their inducted guards has a voice that they don't recognize, especially one that isn't human. Because
Well,
the human.
they did help. Well, she did get the clothes from the halfling they did allow in.
The gnome.
No.
Yeah, no.
Technically. But he was allowed in, and it seems like they have a tight guard over that, and they know who they did the ritual to. That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, he returns and he says, "Audience granted. Step on it."
No, I will do so.
All right, and as you begin to step in, and he sort of just stops you for a second, and he says, "Beware the traps." Seems like that's what your convincing actually managed to do. He actually warned you.
Thank
go.
you for that, and I'll keep moving.
Yeah, if he didn't believe you, then he probably wouldn't have warned you, and you would have stepped on the trap, unless if you knew about it already.
So I go like, I'm kind of not new and I just keep forgetting all the traps around here. Would you mind recall pointing them out?
And he looks at you, and he sees that you're human-sized, and since you have a veil on, he can't tell that you're elven. So he goes, "All right," and he sort of just motions for a specific set of squares. If you were to walk straight down them, basically he goes, "And if you remember in the explanation we gave, dart traps would activate. So if you were to run straight forward, darts would be firing at you the entire way. So just
Obviously.
remain off that path."
Okay.
It's basically the exact direct path through the middle. So it's a pretty
I give
obvious.
him a thumbs up.
He sort of waves down to you. He recognizes your ropes, but he doesn't. He notices that you aren't speaking or anything. Sort of looks at you suspiciously, although you can't see that, and so he sort of lingers on you for a little longer than you might expect, and then
So
looks
Alistair
away.
jumps in. Yeah, a bit of a raspy voice would be very good.
All right,
I've already walked in.
now his alarm bells are starting to go off. Make a deception roll.
God.
He goes, "You, what is your name?"
Yeah.
And he's motioning towards the small one.
Me?
Yes.
Thought you so?
He's glancing down at you.
Okay.
That's not your concern. We're here for our dragon god. Get back to work.
All right, I'm gonna need you to make a deception check, and the DC is pretty high, so give it a go. Wow. He goes, "I just don't recognize your voice. When were you inducted?"
Longer than you were. Get back to work.
He just sort of groans and continues looking forward.
Look, I told you so. He had a bit of a raspy voice.
Yeah, I'm walking in. I don't want to talk to this guard anymore.
Yeah, you're halfway in already, but
My
they're
little halfling
sort
hand
of
just goes like that, and I just walk with Howler.
all right. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
and Alistair just quickly walks after them, like nearly losing them.
Yeah,
Like not
fair
trying not
enough.
to lose the face.
Fair enough. The guard seems grumpy, but otherwise you managed to get through, even though you sort of. He was willing to let it go as long as she didn't talk. But when you started going, "Oh, this is why they're not talking and doing anything," he was like, weird. So
Legit, I can't believe that worked.
yeah. Well, you managed to roll high enough. So, he just sort of is grumpy, crosses his arms, and continues looking forward. So you guys walk on in, and when you enter this area, it's unusually dark, except on the area where you guys were told not to walk. Sort of, even those with dark vision, it's kind of odd. You can't see into that area. It's dark.
Well, I did think I had something against that. Just hoping I have.
Actually,
no, I don't.
Alatar can see through it, but nobody else can. Because Alatar can see through magical darkness.
wizards
I
or
I
warlocks.
thought as well, but no, I
Gotta
don't.
love me.
So, Alatar, you see this weird smoke-like effect in the air. You can tell that it's a magical darkness, but you can see through it, but you can tell that there's magical darkness there. And you can see
Okay.
through to the other edge. Make a perception check.
That's gotta be interesting.
Alright, with a 14, it's sufficient to see what I was wanting to point out. You see on the ceiling, you see little spigots of this. It sort of looks like heat exhaust would in modern times, but you can tell that it's magical darkness being expelled from these spigots on the ceiling. And you can tell that on the wall there are these little holes, and that was probably the darts holes that they were talking about. So he wasn't lying. They're hidden dart holes on the wall.
Okay.
And they're purposely hidden with magical darkness.
So it's a trap.
Yes, basically.
So I also was just avoiding the light and the path, the straightforward path.
And you can see at the other end, Howler saw something at the other end before, but now it's completely different. It seems as though this is where the desk was moved. The desk was, and you see the Rex card, which is this relatively older gentleman in his 50s or 60s, human. He doesn't have a veil on, and he has like a beard growing in. It's sort of not fully grown in yet, so it's not a full beard yet, but it's still substantial, and it's salt and pepper looking. He's just sort of looking down at something on the desk.
So I'll walk up into to the front of the desk.
Alright, you can stand in front of the desk, it's safe there, since you've already discovered some of the traps here. And the other three, I assume, are going to stand behind you in a
That's
perfect
Yeah.
row.
close, but also watching out for pressure plates.
Alright, yeah, you're looking down, and it seems like they told you the truth. The pressure plates were in the places where they indicated. It was sort of like a pressure plate, then a regular tile, then a pressure plate, then a regular tile. And in front of the desk is regular tiles. So you can stand in front of that.
Yeah.
So you're safe. Stands in front of the tiles, or in front of the desk, and he's just sort of looking down at his papers, and he doesn't even look up from them. He goes,
So yeah, I'm here to speak to you about a certain book that I'm sure Trexion would love to have. I'm here to trade about it.
and when you mention that, he looks up and says, Phyrexian. Phyrexian doesn't wish to trade for anything. Phyrexian has all it needs.
Are you sure about that? Because if you were to speak to Trexion and mention a Fey book written in leaves, I'm sure he would love to have that.
He sits in this obtusely large back chair that Howler recognizes as the dwarf's chair. And he sort of just sits in the chair, crosses his legs, and sits up straight, and he does the summoning ritual, and his eyes are closed, and you don't hear him speak or anything. He comes back after a second, and he sits in the chair properly, and he says, I have no idea what you're talking about. And he goes back to his papers. He starts signing one of the papers, or writing something. You're not sure. Could be signing, could be
No,
writing.
I'll pull out the book actually,
Alright.
and I'll hold it up in front of me, and show it to him.
He doesn't look up unless if you indicate that you're doing this.
Yeah, I do indicate that I'm doing it.
Alright, so he looks up. Is this a donation? Do you really want to give a donation that badly?
No, but I wish to speak to Trexian about this donation.
If you really want to speak to him, you can speak to him yourself. You know that. I'm sure they've told you.
Well, very well. Then I suppose that would be it.
He goes back to his papers and he says, I realize that it's tough being ousted out of leadership, but it's the way it's gotta be.
Okay.
Continues
So
writing.
he continues reading. So basically, the desk is a bit tall, right?
Yeah, it's a little taller than you are. The chair would, if you were sitting in the chair, you could see the top of it, but you basically have to stand on your tiptoes in order to see over it, and you were
So
sort of offering the book over it.
instead of actually leaving, I just want to move around the desk and attack him.
Oh, why
Alright.
do that? Why do that? Do you not suggest something like, should just pulls out the gun and point it straight at him? Maybe this will be convincing more than enough to have an audience.
All right. First, we're gonna have an order of operations here.
Yeah.
Not everything is just happening. So Howler, you three notice Howler sort of he sort of goes off his tiptoes, so he knows that he's not visible anymore, and then he sort of ducks down and starts moving around the desk. Now we can decide what you guys want to do.
Yeah, I'm pulling my gun out and have it straight in his face.
All right,
It's
you're aiming
loaded,
a gun at
by the
him.
way. All three
Alright.
barrels are loaded.
All right. So you guys witness as Howler begins to try to be stealthy, when you just see Arosan just go, and Rexcard doesn't even look up from his notes.
Okay, that's great. Then I'll have the chance to attack him.
All right. I'm gonna give the other two a chance to do something. Anything?
So we see him get out of the robes or whatnot, but we don't know he's gonna attack, right?
I'm moving around the desk.
Yeah.
Howler is going around the desk, and Adol-san isn't getting out of his robes. He's just drawing something from underneath his robes and pointing. So he has his firearm weapon out, basically.
Right. No, I'm just gonna wait for someone to react.
All right, Alatar. Anything? You see your allies seemingly, as soon as he just says, "Oh no, I'm not gonna be convinced by what you're saying." Everybody just seems like they're ready to kill him.
No, well, I'm not gonna kill him. I'm gonna try and convince him.
All right. Well, I'm gonna give Alatar a chance to react.
Oh man.
You can say something. You can do something. It's up to you.
But there's no talking to Howler. He wants to attack. He always wants to attack.
If he wants to attack, he's going to attack.
Exactly.
You
There's no
see
stopping
him stealthing around, so he's about to attack if you don't do something. Or he's going to do something that's probably stupid. You don't know he's going to attack exactly. But you can assume that.
Just in case.
Sorry, you sort of lagged out there for a second.
I'm gonna go to the opposite side of the desk.
All
So
right.
if he's going down to the left, I'll be on the right hand side of the desk.
Are you attempting to stealth?
Yeah, why not?
Alright, so here's what I need at this point. I need anybody who's stealthing to make stealth checks.
Lydia, are you prep stealthing?
Alatar is stealthing really well, and Howler's doing alright.
For Howler's sake, yeah.
I mean, he rolled a 4? No, a 6.
6 plus the 12.
Yeah, so he rolled low.
I think Roll20 is like that because once your numbers get higher, it starts rolling lower to get you more in the average. I've noticed that.
No,
It's
it's
possible, but
not. No.
I don't think so.
Excuses.
Because he's gotten like 32 before, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
All I hear is excuses.
All right. So now at this point, anybody who wants to talk can talk.
So I should just hold his gun and say like, look, we can do this hard way or a very, very silent way.
He glances up at you.
Triple barrel to the face, so you just has it pointed at him.
He just goes. I was notified that you were going to do this. And he just goes back to writing.
Wait. So just holds his gun for a moment and goes like, wait. Notified?
Do you think my god would be so stupid as to believe that you were just walking in here normal guards? He looks over to the short one standing in front of his desk and he says, well, you were mistaken. And he goes back to writing.
Wow.
Oh boy, it's a trap. It's a trap. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
He just continues writing. And he goes, I know you're there. And then he goes back writing.
I wander up to the desk and try to see what he's writing.
Alright, he has, next to what he's writing on, actually, he has one of those books that seems like they're holy book, and he is writing something on a different sheet of paper. And as soon as he notices that you're looking, you don't even have time to read what he's writing, and he goes, it's the next chapter. And he continues writing. And he points to the holy book. That.
Are we gonna die right now?
Sorry, you echoed a lot, and I didn't understand what you said.
Are we gonna die right now?
It's up to you. And he just continues writing. Howler, at this point, I'll say that you're close enough to try to stealth attack him, but he seemed to indicate that he knew that you were trying to stealth up on him.
Okay, so
So
I'm gonna go up and I'm just gonna make him eat sleep aid, and I'm gonna put him to sleep.
Alright.
Alright.
Roll with disadvantage. It seems like he has some sort of prior knowledge of what was going to happen here.
well, if you're writing, oh, okay.
17.
17 hits.
So
He
As he does that,
looks like he reaches out before you attack him, but you manage to sneak your hand through and still get him.
Yeah.
So
So you
I
hit
was
him right
just
in
in
the
the
face.
middle of asking, like, so you're right? Oh, okay, you're asleep. Okay.
And he goes, fine, but you're not gonna win. And he just sort of slumps over in the chair.
Okay, so we'll have some time before anyone knows anything. So,
Yeah,
but
but
I was
very-
thinking we should contact this Trexian. I could speak to him. We have the orb in case he tries to do anything to me.
Yeah, the anti-magic orb.
Let me question this: did he ever speak to? Did he only speak to sane people, so to say?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Let's say I'm not 100.
He's not
Yes.
sure what's going
But
on.
I'm not 100. I'm not saying I'm not completely sane. I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
we have noticed. Now, Alatar, can you have the orb ready in case something should go wrong with my mind?
Yeah, I put it in my hand.
Okay.
All
And then
right.
I'll just
So-
start to try and contact him.
All
So
right.
before he does that, did he ever speak to someone that is not 100% insane? I mean, sane.
Unless they answer you, you don't know. And I don't think they know either.
I just vigorously shake my head.
I'm just asking Howler.
Howler is in the cross-legged position with his eyes closed. He's already doing it. He's already doing this thing.
Well, damn it. Well, he's not saying I couldn't call on the rebellion, so should I, guys?
It's up to you. You can do what you think is a smart idea.
Well, if I do, we do have to fight. A lot.
Let's not fight. No.
Okay, then not yet.
Alright. So the chatting is going to happen. Is everybody doing the beseeching?
I mean, no, not me.
Well, I also just
Just
going
me,
to just
I
do, and before he does, he gives Lily his gun and says, "Okay, you just have to pull this trigger to fire one barrel. It does have a
You
very
know.
heavy kick."
You do know that the way that you've customized this, you might have to make an Arcana check, which I affectionately call use magic item check, in order to use it properly.
Me?
Yeah. So I do explain how you need to, like, activate one barrel, not all three.
Yeah, and the fact that it has magical properties is a problem which is the problem of using magical artifacts that are not for your character's profession.
Okay.
So you'll still need to make it in order to activate it properly.
Right.
But she doesn't have advantage or anything. Yes, no, I don't know.
I'll say advantage since you're sort of explaining, well, this does this does that.
Yeah.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
And then I sit down and do whatever Howler's doing, but I need to do a few things and switch PCs, so I'll be right back.
Alrighty. Well, we kind of have to wait for him.
He was explaining about the guns. It took quite some time.
Yeah. So anything that you two want to do while they're preparing their beseechment?
Not that I know of.
Alright. Lily, anything?
Oh, I thought it was going to be Howler because I thought he was explaining to me the gun.
Oh, Howler is gonna start, but he's gonna be in there pretty much right after.
Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get ready, and if something needs to happen, then I will fire the gun. I think I
Alright.
need to.
Fair enough.
After which one of us?
Obviously you.
Good choice.
Alright, I can take a few minutes into Howler's perception here. Actually, here's what I'm gonna do. Since I planned on this anyway. Howler, you get into the vision, and you see him walk forward towards you. The human form looking thing.
Mhm.
And he sort of extends his arms out. He says, welcome, child.
Yeah, thanks.
So, what can I do for you?
I'm here to trade about the book, but I won't deal with any of your underlings.
Let me see. And he sort of just waves his hand to the side, doing something that you're not sure about. You can try to Arcana check if you want.
Yeah, I'll
Wow.
be looking because I know he's doing mind tricks.
He sort of waves his hand to the side for a moment. It seems like he's attempting to contact somebody else. You've seen similar hand motions and whatnot.
Don't worry,
when
he's
somebody
not.
was trying to contact somebody.
Don't worry, he's not dead. He's only asleep for another 8 hours.
He finishes the hand motion. He sort of looks off to the side as you're saying that. He says, "Shame. You weren't willing to deal with the men I put in place. So, guess things are gonna have to go the hard way. It's a shame, really. Actually, and you see him actually do that. He sort of puts his hand in front of his face and sighs, and he says, wait one moment. And he sort of looks off to the side. Now we are actually going to cut to something that nobody was expecting here. I actually just planned this today. Let me see. Just give me a second here. Though I have a feeling Ben knows what I'm doing. Though he might not be sure what I'm doing.
I'm not sure.
Alright, just give me a second here. Alright. Gorath, you have been traveling the strange lands that you call home. And you've been trying to get to a specific location that you were told that had the leader of this specific splinter group of Sladdy. The world is so chaotic, land isn't even a guarantee to lead you where you're trying to go. So, as a result, you are walking, you walk up to this floating asteroid in this black, empty abyss that seems to be headed in the direction that you're going. It's moving slowly at the moment. You sort of grab onto it, and you sort of blast some energy behind you, and it moves the floating asteroid, basically, towards where you're trying to go. And after a couple of days, you manage to get there. Before you get there, you've had multiple long rests on this rock. You manage to when you wake up from this most recent long rest, you sort of realize that you see the sanctuary where they have stabilized the landmass, so that way they actually have some place to exist. So you're sort of flying in on an asteroid towards this floating building in an abyss of black at the moment. And you're just about to get there. You have a feeling that you're going to have to. They probably have something in place to prevent asteroids from colliding with their building. So, what do you want to do?
I'll cast fly on myself and travel without the rock.
Alright. You sort of just float, and the rock actually gets deflected off with some sort of gravitational force from the current trajectory it was on, and it just sort of flies off into a different direction. So if you would have stayed on that, that might have ended badly for you. But luckily you managed to outsmart this area and cast fly on yourself. You land on the ground, and you're now in front of what looks like a palatial estate, almost, except it doesn't have the grounds. It just has the building. There's a rounded building. It's sort of rounded, and it has like a pointed thing on top, and it has an opening in the front.
Yeah, it seems like that's the way I'm going, so I'm just gonna fly into it.
All right, you fly inside, and Gorath actually catches the tail end of that conversation, and you hear him go, "What is this?" And he sort of, you see a human form standing in front of what looks like a projection screen in front of him, and he sort of waves it off to the side. Howler, you witness this as his image seems to go off to the side strangely. And you can, Howler, you can make a perception check to see if you understand the conversation. Alright. Let's see. Oh, the fly spell is in my way. Just give me a second here. There we go. Howler, you can hear everything that happens from this, but it's sort of muffled, sort of like you hear somebody talking from behind something. But you can still hear it. You hear the words, "What are you doing here?"
What are you doing here? And who is this? And I look over. Do I see other people or just him? Or
You just see, you don't see much. Howler doesn't.
okay.
But Gorath sees, you see 3 red Slatty in the room with him, a couple of blue Slatty as well. They're just sort of standing there. They're probably his guards.
At any rate, I have had enough of your meddling with the material plane, and I think we should put a stop to it. And I cast a storm sphere in the middle of the room.
Alright, and I'll say that you roll your chaotic magic along with it, just to make this work a little better. And as that happens, he goes, he sort of senses that the magic in the area is changing, and he says, I'll say that you automatically get the one that you're supposed to get. To make this work.
Okay.
And he goes, "No, what are you?" And he sort of reaches towards you, and you take 3 other Slatty as well as the creature you were after, I'll say for now, into the space of this chamber that they are currently in. So, Howler, you suddenly awaken, and you see, suddenly magically, you see 3. Actually, I need to make rolls. I need to roll 3 d2s. Roll d2. 1 b2 I'm supposed to put. I'll copy and paste that. Copy. Okay. So, okay.
Did the one take damage? The ones that went through with me as well?
They will get hit by the spell, as long as they're within range. So, there's the, Slatty, there's the guy that you were after. There's the 3 Slatty as well, that are going through with you.
So it would just be strength save or 2d6.
Okay. So, just getting a message here. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. I'll try to hurry this up a little bit. Let's see. So, what was it? Strength?
Yeah.
So these rolls were for me, so I definitely wanted the red ones through. So 2 red ones and 1 blue one. So 2 red rolls. Okay. So red, so 2. So those are the 2 for the red ones, and the blue one, let's see. The blue one's stronger. Okay, so based on that, what happens? Before they actually...
2 of them get stuck in the... Well, They don't get stuck, but it's difficult terrain. But as they get teleported, they disappear from it. But the orb is still there for whoever didn't get teleported through.
Alright.
And they just take the damage, basically.
Okay. And I have to roll one for the other guy. Let's see. Okay, he has the same bonus. So, he got that. So they take the damage?
Yeah.
Okay. So they take 8 damage each?
Yeah.
So,
If they fail.
alright. So, let me see. So, Lily and Alatar, you witness as suddenly in the room, near the desk, you see apparate out of nowhere. The man that was in your visions, it's a human-looking person. He's just sort of standing there, and he's like, as he comes through, and you see 2 red-looking frog people just sort of go as they come through, and one blue one which looks a bit bulkier than the other 2. Let's see. I have to add the 8 damage onto each of these calculators.
Only the one.
I hope he comes back soon. Because he was supposed to hear some of that as well. But either way.
So yeah, basically I was gonna change characters from Howler.
Yeah, he was gonna make a new character. So that's what this is. So you see 2 red ones and 1 blue frog person, and you see this weird-looking deformed green frog thing. I'll let you describe your character.
Yeah, you can see his head is almost like a triangle. He has kind of like a bird beak at the front, but not quite. And he's wearing oaken stuff that's shining or glowing with purple at the edge, with the vines kind of grasping around it.
Alright, fair enough. So you see this deformed-looking green thing, though you can tell it's of the same species, but it just looks a little bit different. And now this situation has exploded. So Lily, I'll make a turn order actually. Initiatives. Howler awakens as well immediately. So would Arosan. Let's see. I guess I'm gonna have to roll for Arosan. And then I'm gonna have to retread everything that I just did in here. So I have to select his token, which I do not see. Or I could just roll and then put his token later. Initiative. Yeah, it gave me the warning that I selected no valid token, excuse me. Where's his token? Just grab another one. So, Alatar needs to roll one, unless if he already did and didn't select the token. He didn't select the token.
You have to click your token when you roll it.
That's okay, I'll just throw it in there for him. Now. But yeah, you're supposed to select the token on the screen. Now there's 2 of you! I'll get rid of the... and take you for the first one. He's back! In the Roll20. Finally.
Yeah, you could probably
token.
just have him as some of some of the things that happen that he would know. So,
Did you fill him in?
no, I was
Okay.
saying you could
Oh,
probably
okay,
do
I
it.
can. Yeah, that's what I was gonna do anyway. I just thought I heard you say that you did already.
No,
If you didn't, then that's fine. Is he here?
no, not yet.
Come on. Because he needs to roll for D. Oh wait, DT isn't here. That's right. So he can't do that. I tried to get his token on the screen, but it won't come.
Who's?
Ado-san.
I don't think I have access to it anyways. So, but yeah, you should be able to drag it. He has one further down in the other box.
Oh, I gotta zoom out then.
The down right.
Ah, there it is. Says he's here.
Yeah, in the row 20.
And the last thing that I gotta roll for is okay. Just gonna roll one for the enemies, and this one probably has the highest initiative. So, oh, I can double check.
I'm back.
About time.
Welcome back.
So
Alright,
what did I
just-
miss?
a lot.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
just gonna retread a little bit. I'm gonna do it from his perspective. So you get into the vision, and when you enter the vision, suddenly you see the human figure, except he's way off to the side of your vision. You can only see like his arm and the left side of his torso. And he seems to be talking about something, but you don't know what. You can't hear him clearly. You can make a perception check to see if you hear him.
Okay, let me just grab the sheet then. Perception. Let's see if those point ears actually help.
No, you just hear. It sounds like somebody's talking into their hand. Can't really understand what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't understand anything he's saying. And then suddenly he sort of reaches forward, and you're suddenly violently pushed out of the vision, and you see the person in the vision standing on the other side of the room, and you see 3 frog creatures, 2 who are red and 1 that is blue, currently standing in the room. And you see a green frog-like creature also standing in the
Oh boy. So also goes to Lily. Gun, 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 gun.
room. Alright, we rolled initiative first, so that's
Yeah.
what we're gonna go with. So I already rolled your initiative. I just rolled the enemy initiative, and I gotta add them. So, what I'm trying to do here is add their photo, or the photo that I'm going to use.
I know exactly what the green fox are, but let's see if my character knows.
You can make a check on your turn. It's loading up. What I'm using, anyway. It wasn't really what I wanted, but it'll have to do for now.
For now.
That's
You can see it
the
on
main
the
guy,
Roll20.
or is that
Yeah,
the main guy?
That you know who that is, but they don't, because they haven't seen it yet.
I'm guessing that's the necromancer.
No.
No.
Okay, no, that's not the necromancer.
No, it isn't.
Then
But
the
you'll
one
see in
that
a second. Once I actually fix this properly, come on. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Turn order settings. That's why it wasn't showing up. It was, for some reason, very, very small in the background. I don't know why things like this happen to me. Okay, so all this happens. You see the person standing in the middle of the room, and you see the other creatures as well.
So
Ado-san.
hold on, because I heard you go from so and then long silence, and then you spoke again.
Okay. So all this transpired. It's your turn. There's a bunch of stuff in the room, creatures that you didn't expect to see. What do you want to do?
So just basically flips up, grabs his gun and fire at the closest tree of the fox, because he kinda is skittish and scared. Just all of a sudden, the people in the room he wasn't expecting.
Yeah, you were forcibly ejected from your vision, and then suddenly you're seeing these things appear in the room.
Yeah.
So,
So assumptions a
you
lot.
have to get the gun from Lily. So, Lily, you see him attempting to grab the gun from you. Do you willingly relinquish it?
Absolutely.
All right, you have the gun. Go ahead.
And then just
Closest one to you specifically is a blue creature.
oh yeah, before I do that you said to roll for to see what if
Yeah,
I
you
knew
can
what they
you
are.
can attempt to see what they are. So,
It is,
nature.
and that's
That one. Wah, wah.
bloody balls.
You're too frightened at the
Shocked.
moment to
So
think. So go ahead.
I just pull all three triggers, firing all three barrels.
All right, you shoot the blue one. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
1, 2, 3. Kaboom!
Wow.
All right, 20 to hit. Let's see. Yeah, that hits for sure.
And since this is triple barrel pain, 2 elementals, including all the power I'm putting into it from the Thundermonger perk, because I'm
Go
not
ahead.
going soft.
Roll damage.
Pain in many flavors.
All right. Plus. Alright, let's see how much health this thing has. Oh, it's still up. So you just blast it in the face and it goes and backs up a little bit into the this area that you guys are in is a little square that doesn't have the supernatural darkness. So it just sort of backs up a bit. It looks at you. It's huge and buff and has claws coming out of its wrist.
Yeah, I know what this is, but the character doesn't. He's just too scared for the moment.
Yeah. So anything else on your turn?
He flips open the barrels, let the bullets fly out, and then loads one in again as a bonus action.
Alright, fair enough.
And that's all he can do. Well, can I get further away from them?
Yeah, you still have your movement, of course.
Yeah, but is there room to get further away from them?
There's one to the north of you, which is the person that was in your visions. There's this
Right
weird
here.
green thing that you aren't sure why it's there, which is also north of you. To the east, no, to the west of you, there is a red frog-like thing and a blue frog-like thing, which you just shot, which was closer to you. And to the west, or east, I get east and west mixed up so much.
Mm-hmm.
To the east, there is another red thing near your other allies. So you can go south. That's the only direction you can go without.
Yeah, and that is not towards the door, but away from the door, correct?
That is towards the exit.
Okay, yes, move as much as possible without triggering any traps.
Alright, are you being careful?
Slightly. I'm just blind
If you're
panic
being
walking a
careful,
bit.
you have half movement. If you're not being careful, you have to roll a dexterity check, a dexterity save, to make sure that you don't hit a trap. So it's up to you.
Arson's just basically panicking.
Alright, so it's up to you. Roll the save or move half.
Ouch.
You step on one of the traps. Oh, this is going to go horribly. You get hit by a dart that is shot out of the wall. So I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Something I am good in.
Alright. Yeah, that saves. So you get hit and you feel something go poof into your neck. And it's definitely not something that was good for you, but you're managing to remain on your feet at the moment somehow.
Should I also roll for DT since he was commanded to start charging the city once he heard a gunshot and
I'm gonna say that
I
he
think
is about half a mile away.
I mean,
So he's starting to come, but he's quite far away.
yeah, just to know and such.
Yeah,
Not that we all of a sudden.
he's en route,
Okay.
but he's quite far away.
Yeah, but he's also pretty fast, so who knows?
Yes, but it's gonna take
Not
him
that fast, of
at
course.
least 10 turns to get there. So
Okay.
that's quite a long ways away.
Okay.
Okay, Lily, you see all these
Cool.
things apparate in the room suddenly.
Right, and he steals the gun from me and starts shooting.
Yeah, he just took the gun, shot once, and then just sort of started running back towards the entrance, and you heard a "Fing!" So you don't know what happened.
Okay, and how far away from me is what I'm assuming is our Lord and Savior Dragon Boy?
He is from you. Not too far, but there is a green looking thing in front of you, in your way.
Right.
You're not
That's
sure if he's an enemy or an ally.
That's Howler's character, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Gora.
gonna
But you don't know that.
Right. I'm gonna assume everybody's the enemy, so how far away
It's
can
fair.
I throw it? How far away
Fair.
from me are they?
There is he's about 20 feet away, the human looking guy that just apparated into the room.
Right.
There's a green thing that looks like a frog in front of him, that is 10 feet away from you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to throw one of my hand axes.
At which?
The human.
Alright, fair enough. Let's see, does that hit him? Yes it does. That just barely hits him. That's his AC. Alright, he gets hit for 8. I'll use this 8. Sure, why not?
I'm gonna try throwing another of my hand axes.
Alright, go ahead.
Does 14 hit his AC?
No, that doesn't hit the human.
Okay.
He sort of just looks over and he goes, "Ha!" And then when he sees the second one, he just sort of reaches out, grabs it from the air, grabs the handle, and he throws it to the side.
Okay. I'm going. And the frog, is it directly in front of me?
The green one?
Yes.
Or, yes, any of them? The green
Are
one.
they within 5 feet?
Within 5 feet. If you threw the hand axes, you got within 20 feet. He was within 20 feet, so you didn't have to move to do that.
I want to back up 5 feet without provoking any op attacks.
Nothing is within opportunity attack range.
5 feet back.
Alright, you're 5 feet back.
That's my turn.
Alright. Now, it is, I think that's the creature's turn. And Graf. What's Gorath's dex?
Dexterity.
Yeah.
Oh, do we have the same? Okay, mine's 14.
14, so you have a +2 bonus?
Yeah.
He has a +2 bonus as well.
He can just go first.
Alright. You're gonna let him go first?
Yeah. He's first in the turn. It's easier.
I mean, that was just there by random stance, but yeah, okay, fair enough. Alright, the human goes. Well, there's no one around here to see. And it goes, and it turns into a very skinny, black-looking toad creature with a large black sword in its hands. And it goes, "You will die now!" And it rushes towards Goroth, and it's gonna swing its giant sword.
Okay.
Since you're the one who's right in front of him, and you teleported him to another realm that he didn't want to go to. So...
Makes sense.
15.
15 hits.
Alright. So, you are going to take... Oh, that
My
isn't
AC
too
is
much.
12.
Oh, wow.
Alright, so you guys witness as the human thing transforms into this weird-looking toad creature and swings at the green one. So at this point, you can assume that he's probably not on its side.
Yeah. So that means no shooty.
Alright, so, plus 5. Right, so 5. You take 10 damage as his giant sword, let's see, cleaves into you, and then he says, "Why won't you just leave us alone?" And he swings with his other hand, which has claws on it. I didn't realize he had 2 attacks, but he does. Actually, he has 3 attacks.
Oh,
But
boy.
he's going to attack with it anyway, this particular attack, which is also +9 to hit. So 21, and I'm gonna just roll the other attack, which is also +9. 27.
They all hit.
So he just reels back with one of his hands and slashes towards you, and then he rushes forward with his mouth and bites onto you with his sharp fangs.
He has to roll a 2 to miss me, so he's gonna hit.
Alright.
How can you have actually an AC of 12? Doesn't armor increase that?
10 plus 2. Because my dex is 2.
Alright.
Yeah, that's the base, but armor does also help, right?
Not if you don't have armor proficiency.
Oh,
1d8 and 1d10. Okay, 1d8 plus what was it? He has all different dice for each of his attacks. So, oh, here we go. So you take that
11.
in piercing damage, 11, and this is from the bite alone. So you take 2d6. Worth of... You take 7 necrotic damage as he bites into your shoulder, and his claw. Oh wait! Every attack he has. So this is from the sword. Another 7. And his claws. Luckily, this guy doesn't have the disease.
Okay, so it's the 10, the 11, and then another 14.
It's the 10, 11, and then another 14, yes.
Okay.
So far. He hit you with the third attack as well, which is 1d10 plus 5. He might be down right away.
10, 11, 14.
I have a lot of hit points. It's fine. This is fine.
Alright. And this attack also has another 2d6.
35 plus 44.
And he got a 12 on that one.
So that's a 21.
That's
I'm
56.
56 damage? Are you sure you had that right?
56. 10 plus
Alright.
11 is 21. Plus 14 is 35. Plus
9 and 12.
56 is what I have.
the 45. Yeah, 60. 65?
Is it 65?
56, I think.
Yeah, 56. That's what I'm having.
Okay, 56. That's what it is. So he just lashes out at you in a flurry of blows, one with his giant sword. Claw. Mouth. Not very happy that you just did this to him.
So that means do shoot that guy.
Alright, so, Gorath, you just got hit by a flurry of blows. How much health do you have left, by the way?
Or not,
22.
Yeah, you have a feeling if you get hit by another flurry, you're gonna be down.
Okay, I'm gonna take a look around and see if there's any big people I can stand behind.
Well, it depends on how big you are.
Yeah, I'm probably the biggest one, so I'm just gonna teleport over to where towards the door.
Alright, so you're gonna cast teleport?
Misty Step is a bonus
Misty
action.
Step, okay. So, he goes, you go, and then you go in the other place, and he goes,
I'm gonna take out my crystal ball and I focus on it a bit and point towards the creature with which element should I use? Yeah, with a blue finger I just point out towards him and I'll see if I hit.
Alright.
But did that roll as magic? Nowhere. I'm looking for it.
20.
Are you rolling with chaos magic?
Oh yeah, I'm rolling with chaos magic. So
Okay.
yeah, it's the first one. The 23.
Alright, 23 hits him.
And that would be a second level.
Alright, so 8. Cold, I assume you're using because you're using blue?
No, I was thinking lightning, but yeah.
Oh, okay, lightning.
So 21.
Cold and lightning have similar color schemes in different games, so that's fine.
Yeah.
Alright, so he takes that damage for sure. Plus 8 plus 13.
And wherever I do that, I can do this.
So that's another 27 damage.
No. It's just my D100.
Oh, okay. So, 27. Give us the result of 27.
I'm immune to being intoxicated by alcohol.
Awesome! So, you don't know what the effect is yet, but you don't feel like you could ever get a hangover in this condition.
That's my
Alright,
turn.
Alatar. You're witnessing all this
Okay.
happening.
And I guess I should attack somebody.
You saw the human suddenly change into this black thing with a giant sword.
And that's what I'm going after.
Alright, fair enough. Go ahead.
see if it works today.
All right. 21 hits, but 11 does not.
It fell short.
Yeah, so you throw one bolt and he gets hit by it and he goes, and then when he sees the second one coming, he just sort of uses his sword to deflect it.
Alright. Good enough. I give him that.
Just
Of course.
Alright, 5 force damage. Well, that's better than
Terrible.
nothing.
Better than a 1, you're right.
every little bit helps.
True.
Alright, he takes some damage. But you definitely saw that he got hurt by it, but maybe not as much as you wanted. Anything else you want to do with your turn? You are standing relatively close to all this action.
I'll back up like 20
So
feet.
Alright. Fair enough. And I just realized I forgot the other Slatty, so I'm going to get them to go at the end of the turn order, and then they're going to act whenever the black one acts from now
yeah,
on.
they were just stunned by all of a sudden such a loud bang of a gun.
Alright, Howler.
Yeah, so the big one seems like most of the threat. But is my ally standing next to any of them?
Well, the green thing seemed like it was your ally, but it teleported away. So,
Okay.
there's nobody standing next to the big black one, and nobody's standing next to any of them.
Yeah. He shot the blue one, so I'm gonna head over to the blue one. I'm gonna cut at it.
Alright, fair enough.
So that's rapier and where's dagger? 14 and a 20.
Alright, on the blue one. Luckily, all their stats are pretty close together. So, on the blue one, the 14 just barely misses, but the other one hits.
And he gets filled with poison.
Alright, so he needs to make a con.
I have 2 left of the green bottle, which is the 5d8.
Alright, 5d8. But he gets to make a save, correct? Or does he not?
Yeah, sure. Roll a save on that one.
Alright. His con is probably super high. 22, that would
So
save.
high.
Alright, 27 halved would be 13.
Yeah.
Alright, it's still standing. And it looks down at you as you were about to stab it. It dodges out of the way, but luckily you go in with the other hand and just touch it and stab him. So he's hit.
That's my turn.
Alright. Arosan.
Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah, we don't hear
We
you.
assume you're speaking, but we don't hear
My bad.
anything.
Are the other slots going before me? You said that just before.
Oh yeah. Thank you for reminding me to kill you. Okay, so
Just trying to keep the game a bit honest because just one of them going is like taking a lot of advantage.
Alright, so they're just gonna attack twice with their claws each. So to hit, first one is going for, let's see. This isn't the blue one, so it's not going for Aeroson, which hurt it severely. Let's see.
And he just bolted.
The red one, the first red one, is going to go for Lily, and is going to say, into her mind, just give up. And though she may not be here to hear that.
I am here.
Okay. So that's what you hear in your mind as this red toad-like creature approaches you.
Sounds a lot like the shadows. They also say that you need to give up.
Yep, that's true. So +6 to hit. So 6, not 7. 1, 2. Do those hit Lily?
20
One
is my
doesn't.
AC. One does not.
Yeah, fair enough. So, you're gonna have some problems.
Oh yes, I know.
Sleds are no fun.
D8 plus 3.
D8 plus 3.
Okay, so you take, 11 damage. And you need to make a Constitution saving throw. 11.
11.
You get this strange feeling after it hits you, like something's underneath your skin.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yeah, that's the fun thing of sleds.
Picture
And-
aliens.
The literal second after that happens, you're just about to reach up to take away whatever it is, and you feel your heart pump, and the thing is gone. From
Oh,
the
God.
wound. So you can't just remove whatever the thing was.
I'm in trouble.
Alright.
Yes, you are.
Second red one, going for Alatar. And what was their roll to hit? D20 plus 6. 1.
Hold
10.
on, before it even gets to me, it needs to make sure that it doesn't get hit by
No,
the darts as
Alatar,
well.
not Adosan.
Oh, Alatar, my bad.
Yeah, that's alright. So, Alatar, you hear, where are we? And then it just swings at you with both of its claws, so 21 to hit and natural 1, which is going to miss. So 21 hits, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that's
Yeah.
gonna hit.
Mhm.
So 6 damage, and Constitution saving throw. Ooh. Same thing. You get smashed on the neck, and you feel this thing under your skin for a second, and then you just reach up, and then you feel your heart pump, and then it's gone.
Hey, Matt, I actually have to head out.
Alright.
I think you can stay for a few minutes.
Yeah, I guess a few more minutes.
Bye. Sorry, guys.
You coming back or
Well-
what?
Is she coming back? Or
Yeah.
No, because she has to take me to work.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
My car broke on Saturday. I went to turn left, the steering wheel moved, but the car didn't.
Oh. That's
So,
scary.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I have no car right now. Luckily we have hers, but yeah.
Alright. Well, I'm gonna say one more round of combat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll have to cut this short. But if we can get together another time, I really want to finish this as soon as possible. So
Yeah, because this is going bad downhill
Yeah.
quickly.
yeah, and I don't want to control
Yeah,
your
it is.
characters when it's going horribly. So, Adelson.
Hey, you actually better than I do with the rolls.
Yeah, so as soon as one of the barrels loaded, so another one loaded, he shuts it and doesn't fire, but he fires one of the. He
The one
fires the acid.
All right, he fires one. Okay, go ahead.
No, he does. He uses his.
Yeah, you can load one barrel, and then you can use your spectral ammo basically to.
Yeah.
So
So
go ahead.
because he wants to have like literally triple shots to do as much damage as he can.
Fair enough. Go ahead.
So can I do that, or do I have to use the actual ammo?
You can if your gun is customized so you can fire one barrel at once at a time, you can do that. That's fine.
Yeah, because for the triple shot, I really wanted not to be like overpowered, just load 2 and then 1 spectral. No, I just want to load them with actual bullets to make it a bit more fair.
If you want to do that, go ahead.
Okay, so I can fire 1 barrel, so now I'm just firing 1 barrel.
Alright. Which one? At which one?
Uh,
Are you shooting the blue?
Blue one
I'm
looks
shooting
hurt. The other
blue
one is
one.
dangerous.
Yeah,
The blue one is hurt though. It's
yeah, I'm
severely
shooting the
hurt.
blue one.
Oh wait, I forgot the blue one is supposed to go. So
Oh,
before
okay.
this happens, the blue one is going to use both of its claws, and it's going to approach Erasan.
Problem is,
I was standing.
I'm standing in traps.
Yeah, fair enough. It has to. It has to roll.
Then I'll
It
get
doesn't.
an opportunity attack on it because I was standing next to it.
Yeah, fair enough, and that's true too. It's going to run straight towards him because it seems like it realizes that he's dangerous. All right.
Yeah, 9.
9. Alright, this thing is not in good shape at all. It looks like it's on its last legs already. And it whispers to Edo-san, "Leave me alone!" And it just sort of runs towards you, using its forearms as extra legs to help move it forward. Kind of like an ape. And it's just gonna rip and tear at you, but first it needs to make a dex save. Which is 2. It has a +2.
No, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
It manages to... It sort of does a small leap through the air, and it manages to not land on the trap. And then
It's
it
a
stands...
6, right? Because I'm seeing a 6 and a 21.
21 is its... Oh, I rolled twice.
Yeah, the first one is a 6.
That didn't even click. Somehow I rolled twice. I don't know why. Either way, 6 is a failure, and it has to make a Constitution saving throw, which is a +4. 13. I think that doesn't save.
Let's see, I was hit before. I had a 16, so I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't save. So, a dart comes through the air, it gets hit, and luckily, you had no idea what this was going to do, but it reaches out towards you and goes, and it just falls to the ground, not moving.
I don't know
You
if
don't
it's
even
gonna.
have to hit.
I don't know if it's gonna get up. I don't know if it's still alive. So I'm just gonna double tap it. Oh, not no. That would be wasteful.
It's not moving. And you hear the voice say in your head, "What's happening to me? I can't move."
Double tapping.
It says it can't move, so you can attack it if you want, but go ahead, do
With
whatever you want.
advantage being the 23. No, wait, disadvantage since he's prone on the ground. So
He's
still
not directly in front of you, but yeah, he's prone on the ground, so it's regular.
That's 21, yeah.
No, technically it's disadvantage in range attacks and advantage in melee
yes.
attacks.
Yeah, so
That's fine.
Yeah,
since I have a
okay.
21.
21. That still hits.
That's a 19.
Alright. Whoops. So 11 got in there. There we go. It goes. I can't move. After you shot it in the head.
It's still alive. It's go like, you should stay still and stay away from me.
It says in your head, I don't have much of a choice.
Good. So then Amazon just starts moving towards the door again. Just trying to get the hell out of there.
Alright,
Just freaking out.
you're at the door at this point.
So yeah. And since I already used my bonus action to load my gun once, I think that's all I can do. Yes, all I can do.
Alright. Does Lily have anything in particular that she wants to do?
She is gone.
Yeah, I know. But, I don't know if she would want to use a spell, or...
James,
Well-
are you there?
Let me ask her.
If she wants to use a spell, I'll just use whatever spell I want. But if she just wants to hit it...
Let me ask her.
Do you want to hit the sled or do you want to spell the sled?
Do you just want to attack it or? Yeah, just attack it.
Alrighty. So since she was aiming for the big black one, that's what she's gonna do. She's gonna rush towards it and use her main melee weapon.
Wouldn't she be
She has
then?
might.
She is a paladin, so and she has really high AC, and she sees that things are going south pretty quickly. So, I'd say that that's a pretty smart move on her part to take the strongest one and focus its attention on her. I'd say that that would be the smartest thing that she could do.
Well, no, because now she actually needs to run, because she might have something grow inside of her.
Here's
Yeah,
how I think she would look at it.
Yeah, but that's true.
If she gets killed, the thing that isn't gonna matter anyway. So if
Yeah.
everybody gets killed, that's not gonna matter. So she's gonna try to kill this thing and then deal with whatever the hell just happened to her. So does she have a shield? Is my only other question.
Well, then you need to look at that.
She probably has, but she uses the two hands,
Yes,
so
big
if you
shield.
want to use it.
Oh, shield of faith.
Yeah, she has a shield. But her shield of faith is a spell she would have to use. So,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna use her two-handed battle axe.
Yeah.
If it hits,
She
roll
wants to
3d8.
kill this thing as quickly as possible. That would
If
probably
it hits,
be
you
the
can
best
roll
thing.
3d8.
She's going to take an opportunity attack from the red thing.
So, guys, not to be real bumming out, but I got to go.
Yeah, we're doing one more
Yeah,
round,
okay.
and then
Yeah, this was that one more round, right? Or
you did your turn on that round.
yeah.
So you can go if you want, but you won't find out what happens unless if you watch later.
Yeah, I'm going
But-
at least going to watch the YouTube again. So
Just want to figure out if there's any other day that we can get together to try to finish this up.
Saturday, Sunday, perhaps,
Sunday again? Is that
or Saturday if anyone's there.
Sunday might be bad for me this week, unless we do it like really late.
opinions on the other two?
I'm working Saturday, Sunday.
Okay, how about Monday?
Monday, yeah. I'm off, my next day off is Tuesday.
Okay, I'm off Tuesday. What's everybody else doing on Tuesday?
Would have to be Wednesday for me at first, because I'm working Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Okay.
So it would be possible, but I can't stay for mega long. Maybe just 2 hours or 1.5
I
hours.
guess this fight will have to remain undone until the next time then.
Yeah.
'Cause I can't
I'm
do
sorry,
it.
I gotta go, man.
Okay.
Alright.
Sorry,
Bye.
guys.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
alright.
bye.
We'll end the session there, I guess. And
Okay.
we'll act as if it's Lily's turn. It'll be saved on Lily's turn.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So, I guess this was a bad week for certain people, so
So be it.
yeah. Alright,